This is Elizabeth Brewington, and we are with Discover Brightside and also introducing Brightside Global Trade, which is coming back very soon to all of you. So, we just completed the Fancy Food Show, and we were able to have some great interviews on the floor, as well as today. I am with this remarkable lady, Anna, who's got a product that you need to be drinking versus what you shouldn't be drinking. So, Anna, share your story and your journey, and then we'll talk about this amazing taste and product that you've produced.
Thank you. Yeah, so the journey really started in 2019. I lost my brother and sister-in-law to an accidental drug overdose, which was completely unexpected. My brother and I had built a company together for been a little over a decade, and it was just this catastrophic event. My husband and I had two boys. We immediately became guardians to the two girls. And so, like, overnight, I lost my business partner, my best friend, and my brother, and we became a family of six. And so, I really didn't have to think too much about anything other than just surviving for quite some time. And then, COVID hit. And the whole world stopped. And that was actually a little bit of a blessing. But what really ramped up during that was my drinking. And drinking had been a problem in my life that I was starting to look at before my brother and sister-in-law had passed away. My brother was in recovery from alcohol for 11 years. And so generational alcoholism in our family. And so I had started to look at that, but then obviously that went to the wayside post um, everything happening. And so, my drinking was ramping up, but I'm still this functional human that is like somehow smiling and getting through the day and, continuing to disentangle myself from the businesses my brother and I had built together. And through a myriad of these circumstances, I ended up coming up with this idea that I wanted to open an apothecary boutique that was completely focused on sustainability and only supported small independent brands, primarily women, or brands that did social good, fair trade, all of those things. And so I called it my passion project. It got me outside of myself. It was like a light that I could kind of follow during this time. But while the retail build out was happening, that's when it really hit me that, like, I'm going to be building this thing all around this idea of, environmental and social sustainability, but I'm not looking at my own personal sustainability and my mental health. And so I had, on a whim, just looked up non-alcoholic beverages on Amazon and I ordered some. Out of all of the beverages, I'm completely honest when I say when I drank them, I even told my husband, this just makes me want to put vodka in it. It's so bad. But there was one brand that I did find, and that was Kin Euphorics. And that was like this, oh my God moment for me because it was that idea of these functional ingredients in a non-alcoholic, and the ingredients that were in there, while I wasn't particularly fond of the flavor profiles, were ingredients that I knew about as plant medicine. I'd always loved plant medicine and things you could find in my apothecary, right? And so I quick pivoted in the construction and had them put in a small area that I called the marketplace. And it was my prototype of, like, what is this? What is this about? And post COVID, you had the Sober Curious movement. We were located in California. And you had a lot of things happening in that space because of COVID and kind of that, mirror it put up in front of a lot of people with their drinking and mental health. And mental health and drinking go hand in hand. And so I ended up just absolutely falling in love with the category, the industry. And, meanwhile, I'm struggling through my own sobriety because I'm now realizing I have mental health components, generalized anxiety disorder, PMDD, which is a hormonal disorder. I have grief that I haven't even started to look at. And so I started to get real help with like professionals, not myself anymore. And during that time that I was really discovering how to come back to being my most authentic self, we opened a second location that was a full-blown non-alcoholic bottle shop and bar, and very quickly realized I had made a mistake by not bringing the apothecary and boutique, because that's really when that mental health piece solidified for me that they do go hand in hand. And so we merged the stores. And then I had started doing my own research on ingredients that I could be like plants that I could use for my anxiety, because I was no longer using depressant, aka alcohol, to manage it. And so I came across terpenes. I became obsessed with developing a product that I felt could be incredibly sophisticated and versatile, because the other part is I don't want to hit repeat on the experience, right? And it's like, so I developed Soul Hum elixirs, and like I poured my entire soul into this, and it was like down to the weight of the bottle being important, the cork being difficult to pull out. The terpenes provide like an aromatic sensory experience. And then the function I picked in the two different SKUs were completely designed for myself. They were designed to mitigate some of the things that were triggers for me to want to drink. And so really that's where Soul Hum was born. We were fortunate to have Hummingbird Heart because we were able to involve our community. But what really came out of it too was like this finding of like just really getting to witness that people weren't just coming in to buy a non-alcoholic alternative. They were looking for a new way to celebrate, to unwind, to connect. And so that's really where I started to pay attention to that. And I felt like that needs to be my mission, because I am not going to keep opening up retail center after retail center, because you can be so effective in a community. You meet people, you connect, you talk, you have support groups, we do community work. But I didn't want to do that retail, path. And so I felt that this product was my opportunity to touch as many lives as possible. And I view it as a talking stick. You don't have to talk about it being non-alcoholic. You can talk about the function, right? And then you meet this common ground. We don't know where people are at in their drinking journey, but there's this common ground. You can start talking. The next thing you know, there's a connection. And I think even in our branding choice, it's reminding people like, you don't need to replace alcohol. You need to take a minute of intention and look at giving yourself something, right, in your day that you can take a beat, right? Because really, my central nervous system was so out of control. And that's where like that idea of rewrite the ritual really came for us. Is it's like this idea of like, you got to look at the whole picture. And so really that is a quick synopsis on the story. But and I don't want to take up too much time with it, but that is pretty much where Soul Hum came from, and largely what we're hoping to provide through Soul Hum elixirs.
Wow. What a story. I lost my brother too. I was 15 and he was 17.
Oh my
And
God, I'm
you're
sorry.
right. Grief is something that even I never dealt with. And, then it stays with you forever.
Yeah.
Um, and just your whole journey, because we work a lot with veterans and military and high level corporate executives, and they all talk about addictions and breaking down, because there's a turning point in everyone's life when something happens, and
Yeah,
that
for sure.
significant thing that happens changes you, otherwise, you're free to do whatever you want and don't notice things. Um, so first of all, I applaud you, because sometimes when you have a bad situation, you just wallow in it, but you've taken it and produced a product and a retail space, and you're helping people. So I applaud you for what you're doing. It's amazing. And yeah, I think the next generation, next step for you is to put the product on shelves in different stores. And
Yeah.
being at the fancy food show, I can attest is one of the best decisions you've probably made with the brand. Um, and thank you for sending us the samples because we found the taste to be outstanding. I've tasted a lot of non-alcoholic drinks and they just taste awful. And then I'm like, why do you even make it? Just tell people to have lemonade or iced tea. But I see a lot of thought in it, and you're right. The bottle just opens up so easily. I'm a winemaker. I make wine every summer, so I know the bottle makes a big difference. So
Yeah.
pouring it with ease. I love the design, and you talked about this journey. So, what is the message, like a message in the bottle? What is the message that you want to give people who are going through addiction right now, or who have quit and are, trying to keep up?
Wow.
Because even after you quit, it's a journey of it's a new journey. It's not like it's over, right? It's still
Yeah.
on you. Yeah. So what advice would you give people who are quitting or are on track or giving up the
Well,
journey?
yeah, I mean, that's definitely makes me a little emotional, but I would just say don't give up. Don't ever give up on yourself and don't try to do it alone. Get help. And if you can afford to get help in the sense of like, paying for it, but if you can't afford, find groups. Group therapy changed my life, but and ask for help. And the biggest thing is if you're sitting in guilt and shame, you aren't alone because I have had more time in my life feeling hopeless and guilt and shame that I'm not good enough, what is wrong with me, than I have had being sober. So just don't give up and
Yeah.
get, you know, ask for help, get help. And if you do, even if you're 11 years sober and you relapse, screw the date. Just start over. Because I think that's the danger is that we give up on ourselves and we don't think we're worthy of help. And then we are trying to do it all alone. And we're not meant to do that. Humans are not meant, we are meant to be in community and we are meant to support each other. And so that's truly why I think group therapy is how people can make such great strides because you sit in group and you realize very quickly that everybody else is going through it too. And there's a kinship in that.
I totally well explained because it's like a train and you just get off the train, you take a stop, you take a break, and you get back on the train and you continue the journey. Or
Yeah.
like in a game, we just finished with World Cup. If they take the player off, he rests a while and they bring him back on the field. So we all need that, and you all need that. And what better way than an excellent, really excellent drink? I love the hum, like soul hum. I know it's probably good, but to me, it's like make your soul just hum,
Yeah.
soul hum. And they come in two varieties, unwind, and then the other one is uplift. I love the word uplift. So there you have it, and I will make sure the photos are available as well on our website. But there you have it. It's an amazing drink, and we will be doing a tasting soon. And if you want to get the product, what is the website? Can they get it directly, or do they have to go through their stores, or how does someone get
Yeah,
drinks?
it's very easy. We have a website, soulhumelixirs, plural.com. We are on Amazon now, and then we're in a lot of independent retailers, so I won't like list that. I would say best bet is our direct website or Amazon.
So we are Amazon influencers, and we can put it in our Brightside store, which links you to Amazon. And so I'll make sure that you have those links available to her website,
Thank
also
you.
on our marketplace, and definitely something I want to promote all through from now through the holidays. Something that's amazing. I always, this is the time I try products. I bake my cakes, my cookie recipes, I do my drinks, I make my wine. Because when Christmas and the holiday season comes, depending on what holiday you're celebrating, you're prepared. You don't want to all in December like
Yeah.
panic and then you don't know what you're doing. So
Yeah.
I always start early so that, when Thanksgiving comes, I know what I'm serving, and I'm definitely going to be doing soul hum, and I definitely want everyone to try it. So go get yourself one. And if you are in an addiction situation, write us a comment. Tell us what's going on, or you're trying to quit. Tell us if you are, and if you tried the product. We'd love to hear from you. Write us a comment and tell us what you think. And if you went to the fancy food show and sampled the product, let us know that thought as well. So thank you for watching Discover Brightside. And Anna, it has been such an honor and pleasure to have you on our show. And I hope to have more of you and help promote this product. Thank
Thank you so
you so
much.
much. You definitely have our endorsement.
Thank you.